Hello and welcome to the DPMBA podcast. My name's Sean. Joining me today is the one and only Leandro Waiters. Mr. Waiters, my man, how are we?
We're good. We're good. I'm missing the other half of the Thunder Twins
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
But
well,
yeah.
Thunder Twins.
Bit-
Welcome back, Thunder Twins. I just realized I full opened the wrong run sheet. I should open the run sheet that says Thunder Twins. Yeah, but before we get into the Thunder Twins of it all, did we talk about Mr. Waiters last time?
I actually don't know if we did. I
Yeah,
actually don't know if we did, but I guess it was long enough ago
but
now that people probably wouldn't remember if we don't.
yeah. So you love Dion Waiters.
I I I think that's strong. But I am probably the only person in Australia that has a rookie jersey of Dion Waiters at
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, still
and
has one anyway.
Still has it. It's a cherished thing. It's now like my Instagram handle, Mr. Waiter Tree. Check us a follow. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It just became a whole part of my personality in like year seven, year eight at high school. Like people just started calling me Dion because Leandro's way too hard. Um, so yeah, yeah,
So funny. So funny you called Dion because of Dion Waiters.
genuinely wild.
All right, intro over. This is the greatest playoff series of our lives, I reckon. And your favorite basketball team, the I don't know, is scumfuck a good way to describe them? Is one half of it.
I've been
You
mentally
won. You
preparing
won
for this
game
slander.
two after Victor Wembanyama put up a game that Bill Simmons and such will be talking about for years and years and years until he's dead. I think he's going to be talking about especially that shot and that game. Um, I guess we will. The way we should go about it is breaking down game two before breaking down game one. But before we get into the nitty-gritty and the games of it all, what was your mentality going into this series as an OKC fan, going against the extremely tall Frenchman? And I'm talking about Victor Wembanyama, not Vincent Poirier. Bad joke. What was your mentality going in? What were some of the things you were looking out for, and then we'll get into the games.
Yeah. As an OKC fan, I'll say since like Jan, well, it was December when we had those like two games in a row against San Antonio and they beat us both times.
Mm.
Um, they're definitely the team like most scared of or have been most scared of for a few months now.
Hmm.
And I was so goddamn happy when they got on the same side of the bracket as Denver. And then that just fell apart in round one. It's like, oh crap. Now like
Turns out Jamal Murray can't play basketball anymore.
yeah, yeah. Turns out he like still gets tired. Or still gets hurt.
But what about
But
the
yeah.
teacups burning his knees? Oh wait, hang on, that's actually not a
Wait,
positive thing.
what?
Do you remember that?
No, no, what's this?
His dad was like, the way the press releases go and the stories go, it's like, oh, his dad was his biggest fan and he pushed him further and further. And what he used to do is he used to like make him dribble two balls at once, and then to try and keep his like head in the game, he used to get hot teacups and put the boiling hot tea against his knees so he would burn his knees while he's dribbling, so he kept his focus. And like the journalist interviewing him was like, man, like mentality,
Yeah,
mentality.
nice.
And then I think it was Dante who was like, "That's abuse.
Yeah, yeah,
You're abusing your kid." Like,
yeah,
yeah, he's
yeah,
an NBA player and he's making $50 million now, but that's
yeah,
questionable. Anyway, so it
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
work, and you were happy that well, you weren't happy that they beat Denver, but you were happy that they drew Denver.
I was so happy they got Denver. I couldn't understand at the end of the season why they sort of let Denver win that game. Or
Yeah,
I think they tried at the end, but yeah,
yeah,
with third string players.
mm,
So that was incredible. Then yeah, Denver obviously knocked down round one, and they had a pretty. It should have been five games with Minnesota, really.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're just a team that's like the margin for error is so small. Chet, who's been our second best player all season, can't do much here. And I think we saw in game one. Like, yeah, we'll get into the games in a bit, but like we're already having to make pretty big adjustments and show our hand a bit to even, it was a 10-point win today, but
mm.
you didn't feel like it was like we were running away with it at any stage. So yeah, I'm so excited for the rest of this series, and it's so fun to see like what should be the best team in the world like tested.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, 100%. It's really funny that every second day we have to watch these dog shit teams play, which is Cleveland and New
I
York.
yeah. Yeah, like those guys in the other like at least like the first like Cleveland Knicks game, it was a fun end, but
Yeah,
I'll be honest, I didn't watch the first three quarters. I just sort of just needed to recover
yeah, yeah, yeah.
from the night before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. And also, like, I've put in here in the intro, we just need to apologize to all bosses of NBA fans who work from home, or even if they work in the office. It's every
Mm,
second day, eyes are going to be glued to something other than work.
yeah.
And then yeah, then we just get that little break with that little break every second day.
Yeah. Yeah.
The juxtaposition is insane. Where it's like if
Yeah.
either the Spurs or the Thunder got a 22-point lead on the other, they're
Mhm.
putting the foot down and they're definitely winning that game. There's no way they just let
Yeah.
Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson hit five extremely contested. Anyway, I literally put them right sheet. Let's not talk about that series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Game two. I sort of think that we're seeing, and you mentioned a little bit, you're seeing like such tactical adjustments from just like minute to minute, let alone game to game,
Mm,
something Doc Rivers could never do. Whereas this sort of feels like, and you mentioned that this didn't really feel like a 10 to 12 point win. This sort of felt like a lot closer because it sort of feels like chess, where it's like it's cringe as hell, but it's like you've got these two coaches playing chess against one another, and it
mm,
just so happened that your Thunder got rid of like their final non-pawn or king piece right before the other team did. So it's like, okay, you got a 10-point win, but it was like it was right down to the nail where it's like if
mhm.
Devin Vassell hits one more shot or he just doesn't pump fake in that and then it goes in.
Yeah.
It was extremely close, extremely late. But the first adjustment I want to talk about was in game one, it was clear that Isaiah Hartenstein wasn't going to be good in this series. I mean, that's extremely presumptive, but it looked like he was just getting played off the court. He also, now looking back on it with through the lens of us seeing game two, it looks like he just wasn't ready for the physicality, and he needed to sleep on it for 2 nights and come back out and realize, oh, I
Mm.
can just do what Nasri did and Rudy Gobert and just sort of tug on this guy for 48 minutes longer if need be. Is this? I didn't expect that at all. Is that something you expected, or like, and is that repeatable through the series in your eyes?
Yeah. Did not expect that at all. I think even during the game, I one of the first things I messaged you was if Wemby's hitting shots or if he's like moving off the dribble, Hardenstein can't keep up with him. He's gonna be too slow to react. Like
Hmm.
he played 12 minutes in the first game. He's probably going to be off pretty soon.
Hmm.
And that aged horrifically over the next three quarters. Um, yeah, pretty incredible how I think we kept going with the game one was like get the Caruso on him. Dort had a few like plays at the end where we're getting smaller guys on him to like rough him up. They can get away with a bit more.
Hmm.
This game, you just get Hardenstein in there. Offensive rebound galore for him towards the end there. Just
Yeah.
a completely different look, and I don't think anyone really expected that we'd stick a big on Wemby
Hmm.
the whole time.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Especially not the other tall, lanky, weird one, being Chet
yeah,
Holmgren, who should be the natural matchup just physically, but
yeah,
he's just going to get overpowered even though they're like for like physically. You either need a tiny guy like Alex Caruso who can do that, or you need a giant guy like Isaiah Hartenstein who can just eat him.
yeah, yeah. Um, and yeah, Hardenstein was just so instrumental on offense as well. Um, yeah, I think I was watching the dunked on. You got me on the dunked on. Pass at the same time.
Mm.
Something like a 48% offensive rebound rate towards the end there when Hardenstein was on next to Wemby, like something ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
So now all of a sudden Shea has a tiny bit more space because you can't fully commit to him. And he's getting those jumpers that weren't really there in game one. So yeah, no, I Dagnall's a hell of a coach. Like,
Yeah, Mark Daignault, who I suspect is a virgin. The
you
the
got that in the
the
run sheet.
It's just
Excellent.
the way he fucking holds himself, and every time he complains about a foul, it's like fuck off. So I'm just trying to find new and innovative ways to put him down. And
Mm.
if you can come up with any, you probably don't want to, but if you can come up with any new ways to put down Mark Daignault, just let me know because I will 100% use it. Um, yeah, you knock yourself down a little bit where you said that if Victor Wembanyama's hitting his shots, then Isaiah Hartenstein's just his value's moot. Wemby took 7 threes this game. He took two in game one, only made one, and it was probably the biggest shot all season. Um, the 7 shots was sort of like an adjustment seemingly from Mitch Johnson, where it's like, hey, you've got this giant guy on you. You can go in, you can try and he did this in game one where he'd put up a kind of crap shot and then just chase it and go for the offensive rebound, and he can just tip dunk it or just
Mm. Mm.
put his hand in the basket because he's giant. That wasn't really there for him, and he put up a lot of crap. So then he started to think, okay, well maybe I should try and make some threes. He was 3 of 7 today, which is yeah,
Um,
average slash good.
mm,
But it still wasn't enough. And it was clear that if he does drive into the paint, he's going to get whacked. There were a couple of, there was that one potential offensive foul call on Victor Wembanyama. And this is also why I hate Mark Daigneault, because it's like, you've been pushing him, you've been flopping, you've been dragging him all game, and then he
mm,
happens to just run through one of your guys. I think it was like the ugly J Dub. And it just, yeah, Mark Daigneault's up in the refs' faces. I'm actually a little
mm,
bit shocked at how there hasn't been a single tech yet, or if there has,
mm.
I've missed it. There hasn't been a
It's
single
it.
tech from the refs, because both refs are getting in their faces. But yeah, the Victor Wembanyama deferred to his 3-point shot a little bit more, and also just couldn't get up as many shots as he did in game one. Um, but why I did start talking about that is because I think that the adjustment from Shea to just be better and play better and sort of get the range more, because it's like you're driving in and Victor Wembanyama can hit anything. Sorry, let me just pause for 1 second. Oh, you full can't pause. All right. Can you see a timestamp somewhere? Oh,
Mm.
uh, yeah, Shea just getting the range and sort of realizing where he can make that shot. And obviously, Isaiah Hartenstein helps, and having that dump off helps. But a huge adjustment by Shea, and it's, he copped a lot of flack in game one for just getting completely outplayed. He won the MVP and he got completely outplayed. But it is a huge adjustment for Shea, and for the next hopefully 5 games, that looks pretty good. Do you agree?
Yeah, at least like he didn't do. He was pretty pedestrian in the Lakers series, but he didn't need to be. This was yeah. This series
Mm.
he has to be Shea for
Yeah, in the
3 more
Lakers
games.
series, he had his first under 20-point game
Yeah, he
in
had
what
18. Yeah,
700 days or something. And
yeah.
I saw that. I wasn't watching that series too closely, but I saw that report, and then I
Mm.
looked at the game. I was like, oh, did he just play 15 minutes and they blew him
Yeah,
out? But no, he took 20 shots or something. He just missed his shots. But
yeah.
yeah, huge that Shea has sort of found a range, and I'm excited to see how the Spurs respond, whether that be
Mm.
Wemby come out a little bit more, and then obviously you've got a natural counter there, or yeah, just is Steph Castle feels like draped all over him like a cardigan.
Mm.
I
Well,
don't think he
like
can do much else.
yeah, I was worried at the start of the game because like first game, it just looked like Shea was like so uncomfortable, like he was like glitching when
Mm,
Big Dumbo was
mm,
near him. He had open shots and he just missed them. Yeah, so but yeah, I think his first shot in this game, it was like baseline, basically in line with the backboard or slightly behind, like a step in front of the 3-point line. Castle's right there and he just hits it, and he just kept hitting 50% of those throughout the game. It's like okay, we'll be fine. Um, but yeah, it's thank God he's come back. Yeah.
yeah. You know that like the best player in the world isn't gonna like
Mm.
wilter for 7 games, especially when
Yeah.
his defenders outside of Castle aren't that good. Like, Justin Champagne's not a stopper. Dylan
Yeah.
Harper, rookie, smaller. Darren Fox, smaller, a little bit less agile. Like there's soft spots in the perimeter defense to attack. Do you agree?
Mm. Yeah. And all of a sudden, if Harper's out for 1, 2, or 3 games with this, what was it, a hamstring as well for him?
Hmm.
Um, does Castle get that assignment all the time? Or do you get someone else? Or like, because I imagine Castle's going to get tired on one end of the floor if he's having to do everything for Shane.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's looking like things might open up a tiny bit, but yeah, Fox
Yeah,
also
you
might come
really hope
back.
the series isn't made up in injuries. You talk about Castle getting tired. He's registered 20 turnovers across 2 games,
Mm,
which is the highest ever. No
mm,
player has registered 19 turnovers across 2 playoff games ever. Um, he definitely did look tired down the end there, especially because
mm,
Victor was tired and also battered and bruised. So a lot of it was on, okay, we don't have a real point guard to sort of give Victor the ball or maybe run some actions with Victor. So the initial action in crunch time was dribble handoffs with Devin Vassell and saying, hey, Devin, if you are even like the tiniest bit open, or honestly, even if you're not open, just sort of shoot it. And that
mm,
worked a little bit, but you just saw heaps of possessions, well, a couple of possessions in a row where Victor didn't touch the ball, and that's not a position you want to do if you're the Spurs. But
yeah.
Dylan Harper hamstring. He tried to return. He didn't. Muscle injuries like this, hamstring seems to be like the it's in vogue, right? You've got Luka Doncic, who didn't play a second in the playoffs. Did Austin Reeves also have an hamstring? Maybe.
I think it was hamstring, but yeah, he was out for a few weeks.
Guys aren't returning from hamstring injuries very quickly,
Yeah,
and
J
obviously
Dub's been dealing with it for
J-Dub is also out, and there's a
season.
chance that J-Dub and Dylan Harper, both of these teams, may be second best player,
Mm.
are out for the entire series. Which one do you think would be a bigger blow? Andrew Wiggins and AJ
Uh,
Mitchell's replacement, or
yeah.
Jordan McLaughlin's replacement?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Harper's a bigger loss just because we have way more. We just got more people we can play.
Mm,
Like you said, like yeah, Aaron Wiggins played a tiny bit in game one. He did absolutely nothing. You just swap him
mm.
out for the next guy, and we're fine.
Yeah,
Like
he's also
obviously,
he's clearly a regular season guy. Like
yeah,
when you're winning 64 games and he plays 30
cool.
minutes,
Yeah,
beautiful.
he can have a random 40-point game, and ESPN can have a headline.
Yeah,
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 he doesn't need to be in a rotation, in a playoff rotation.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I think Dylan Harper's a bigger loss. Just because there's less people that you can sub in for him, and
Sure.
also I didn't realize he was this good. Like
Yeah.
he is fully doing fine against SGA, and then in the other end of the court, you've got like Queso, Caruso, SGA, like yada yada. Like we've got really good perimeter defenders. He's just like running through them at
Mm,
points. Like he's genuinely like gonna be, yeah, incredible. Yeah.
it's seriously cooked. He had that one. He sort of like got into the paint, or maybe he got an offensive rebound against Chet, and he just sort of
Mhm.
pump faked twice, nudged Chet a little, and he's obviously much smaller than Chet, and then he put it up with
Mhm.
his offhand. Just insane. Just
Yeah.
it's and he's hit the finishes he's had. Seven steals in game one.
Yeah.
It's he was getting a lot of
Yeah.
comparisons on Twitter to Manu Ginobili. Do you see that sort of comp?
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Did I even watch that much Ginobili in my early basketball days? Yeah,
Yeah,
because I started my hardcore fandom, I'd say in 2017,
yeah, yeah,
thereabouts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But man,
hardcore OKC fan who started cheering for them
to,
right after Kevin Durant moved teams.
yeah, to be fair, yeah, OKC fans since 2011, properly following the NBA since
Yeah, yeah,
2017.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Dylan
What are
Harper
your
looks
lines?
way ahead of schedule.
Mm,
Jackson and I talked about it on two Deep Two podcast episodes ago. Should they consider moving on from De'Aaron Fox and just putting that salary elsewhere on the roster? Like, if you can just get like a bad wing, would that be better to have a bad wing getting paid De'Aaron Fox's money, and then you've got
mm,
Stephen Castle as the
mm.
secondary playmaker ball handler behind Dylan Harper?
Mm.
It's a pretty fucking good problem to have.
Yeah. And even like with Fox being out for 2 games, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys at
yeah.
the very least have won and hung with the best team in the league, or maybe the
Yeah.
second best team in the league if the Spurs
Yeah.
left it. But
Yeah, I really don't like
yeah.
De'Aaron Fox on this roster, but yeah, it's it's pretty
Yeah.
good they're able to win without him. And hopefully he
Mm.
comes back for game three because yeah, that the crunch time offense right after OKC realized that they can't do much without Harper and there's no one really to penetrate. They do just have a lot of shooters and like there was
Mhm.
a lot of Harrison Barnes out there. And as
Yeah.
soon as you don't have a guy to break down the defense and Wemby can't do it because he's getting fouled in every possession, it's
Mm.
yeah.
Grim.
One thing I want to talk about is did you see Isaiah Hartenstein grab Stephen Castle's hair on coming down after a contest? Does
Yeah.
that warrant a suspension in your eyes?
I would have to see the play again,
You're
but
such a
I
prick, bro. You're such an OKC fan. Sorry, I need to see the footage. Piss off.
let's watch it in frame by frame, please. No, there has been look, I go for Oklahoma. We do foul a lot. We do push it a lot. Like a lot of what we do is like the refs can't call everything. So if it happens every time, like I think there was one that Mitch Johnson challenged. I think the second challenge he had where um he got something overturned. But he's
Hmm.
been really good with that.
He's
But
been excellent with his
yeah,
challenges. Yeah.
yeah, he's like immediate. I like that Mitch Johnson immediately calls it when he sees it, like a
Yeah.
possession
Yeah.
or point saved equals a possession or point saved. He doesn't hold on to them to the
Yeah. It
end.
doesn't matter where. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we definitely test the refs a lot. But
Yeah. Hey, that's
I,
basketball. I mean, it's
uh,
not, but that's basketball.
I've been
Yeah.
mentally prepping for the slander or like for the
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been messaging like my group chat. Man, when Leandro comes on, I might just click record and just beat his ass. Like it's so frustrating. My heart palpitates so hard when I watch your favorite basketball team play
Yeah,
basketball. And it
yeah.
was it was like when I was living with the Schmees, I was just watching a game on like a random Sunday, and like to the unacquainted, the Schmees are my former housemates who aren't basketball fans, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm just like fucking, my blood's just boiling. And then one of them was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, I just fucking hate watching Oklahoma play basketball. It's so frustrating. And this was like game 70, like you're playing like Chicago or something. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, how are they getting away with this? This is ridiculous. And I don't even go for the team that they were playing.
Mm.
It's so hard to watch, and you complain at every angle, man. And like, I'm not expecting a response from you, but fuck, I just need a vent. It's so
Yeah. I
infuriating.
look, I'm a fan of the team. I do agree that we are worse than most teams when it comes to these things.
That's sort of illegal
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, yeah. And even like I think after like the NBA Cup game where we lost to the Spurs for the first time, Caruso walked off the court like talking shit about one of the final calls that didn't go our way or something. And you're sort of
Mm,
sitting there like, oh, like come on.
yeah.
Like
It,
it's okay. Like just please stop. We know where we are and what we
yeah,
get all
yeah,
the
yeah.
time. Yeah.
It's the NBA Cup, bro. It doesn't matter at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But pretty again, there's been a few people on Twitter saying, "Is this Adam Silver's wet dream?" The fact that the NBA Cup final is the NBA
Yeah,
finals, and
yeah, it's actually mattering. Yeah.
can San Antonio complete the domestic double?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, God, it would be so crazy if us in San Antonio like beat the shit out of each other. Knicks get through easily on the other side, and then like Knicks actually have a they can be an interesting matchup for the Spurs. Like that would just be
Yeah.
wild if like
Do
these two Titans go at it and then San Antonio come in hurt or something
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
get there. Yeah.
Do you like if you had to put a number on it, a percentage chance that someone from the East can beat someone from the West, what number would you give it?
I would say probably 30%.
30%.
Just
I would say 5%.
five. I would just say like this is purely me hedging that the Knicks are probably going to get out in five,
Mm.
and we are probably both going to beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
And then it is just one series at that stage. So if
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just playing like that one series, like 30% chance to beat a tired or hurt team, and you're pretty fine. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
I just still don't think you're favored, but like it could like the paces took us to seven last year.
Yeah. 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 Okay. But I guess last year might have been like an asterisk. Like I feel like you now have that championship experience. Like that was like your rookie
Mm,
season. That was like your first Boston loss to Golden State in
mm,
2022, right? It was like, okay, well you're just not there yet. And then they come back 2 years later and they win the title.
mm,
I don't think you would let an opportunity slip up again. I can see the Spurs as the first, like, yeah, they're the youngest conference finalists
mm.
since '93 or whatever the stat was. I can see the Spurs doing that, but I think if it's OKC, it's almost less than 5% chance that they lose. Like just watching James Harden,
Yeah.
Evan Mobley pick and rolls, and then looking at the Western Conference and just how hyper optimized everything is, whether that's
Mm.
optimized because of the giant French guy or whether it's optimized because OKC is just like a beautiful roster. I think there is a minuscule chance anyone from the East wins barring injury.
Yeah. I guess I could lower it to 20. I'm purely going off just because like if OKC makes it through, I'm pretty confident then it would be like a 15 to 20% scenario.
Yeah, yeah,
If the Spurs make it, I'm expecting the Knicks to make it, and then it's actually like, oh, this might be
yeah, yeah,
interesting. This might actually be
yeah.
like a chance.
I guess the Spurs would have played 13 games while the Knicks were saying it. I agree. The
Mm.
Knicks probably win in five, so they would have played nine
Right.
games compared to
Mm.
13. Every other night is kind of intense, and I understand that the NBA made this schedule as part of their like bigger give more teams rest, give teams a longer off season mandate, but the sacrifice for that being the
Yeah.
playoffs every other night, which is good for TV and good for fans watching games, but it's a little bit
I mean, with the way OKC series is going, like I could use a 2 day break.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just
It's
to like
exhausting.
digest. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, genuinely tired.
yeah,
Um, But yeah, they start putting in the 2 day breaks in the finals, don't they? That's
I
when
think they do. Yeah, yeah. Or d
yeah,
definitely 2 day breaks. But when they have to travel as well.
yeah.
Well, before we move on to the news of the week, is there anything else you want to talk about this series? Any of these dot points that we haven't touched on?
No, I would say just to keep going into the OKC fandom theme of it all. Um, am I allowed to be jealous that Carter Bryant and Dylan Harper are already this good as rookies? As someone who's had this pipeline of OKC stars coming through, so like watching Carter Bryant play defense and actually like disrupt plays, and
Hmm.
he's literally got the MVP on there and he's doing fine, like most of the time. Um, just crazy,
Yeah,
just crazy.
I am quite shocked at how good Carter Bryant has looked because in the regular
Mhm.
season he sort of like made a lot of
Yeah,
mistakes. He's still making mistakes in the playoffs, but he's looked a lot more disciplined than he has in the past, which is yeah, incredible. Um, so I guess to turn this story to misconstrue this into a whiny OKC fan, you're mad that Nikola Topic isn't this good yet?
yeah, yeah. We just need to get a win. We need
Yeah.
a
Well,
win.
you're Thomas Sorba tore his ACL right after getting drafted.
Mm.
So you could have Carter Bryant and Dylan Harper and Nikola Topic and Thomas Sorba, but one of them had testicular cancer and the other one tore his ACL. So maybe you're there, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes the dice don't roll that way all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Even though you won the title.
Mm.
Um, that's all right. Lou Dort not playing too many minutes. Today he played 16 minutes.
Mm.
And that's
He,
in a series where that's in a game where Jalen Williams left with injury.
mm.
Um, do you see him playing more, or do you see him losing his starting spot? What's the go there?
Yeah, I was surprised. I guess not surprised he was still in the starting lineup, but he needs to hit threes to be on the court, and that's only going to happen once every 2 or 3 games because what his whole purpose is being like an enforcer or like locking one person down, but he can't really chase the guards in San Antonio and he can't do much against Wemby either. So if he's not going to be like that defensive impact player and you're not going to get an open shot,
Hmm.
you know, he's probably not going to get much time. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really a slower wing for him to guard. There's not like a Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler or a Luka Doncic type. It is quick guys and then the tallest guy of all time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Although he would be a chance to be the one that changes maybe. If we need him to do that, we'll get to it.
Yeah, hopefully you don't need someone to do that. Uh, what else have we got here? Steph Castle dunk on Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, that was
Uh,
definitely ridiculous.
really fucking ridiculous. Ridiculously good. Better or worse than the Jamal Cain on whoever it was? Was it? Who
Oh,
they?
that was on Cade.
Yeah,
Oh, I think they just watched both of them live. Oh, the Cade one was like all the way down the floor. He literally
Uh,
just got the ball and sprinted all the way
yeah,
down.
yeah. But how
Yeah,
much does it matter to the NBA championship that Jamal Cain
yeah,
dunked
exactly
on Cade and then
right.
hit like two
Yeah,
shots for the next 5 games, as opposed to, yeah, the Steph
yeah.
Castle one just coming out of Steph Castle with those like 2 foot leaps, like almost off a trampoline. Pretty fucking
Mm.
cool.
And he almost got Shea as well, like 10 minutes earlier, and Shea
Yeah,
like wisely
it
fouled him. That's
wisely
how
found him,
good
so
that was.
he's yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
so he's not on Sports Center the next day.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, probably yeah, best or second best dunk of the playoffs. I was going to say play, but Wemby's already got that locked down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. Just before we move on to the news, final predictions for the series from both you and I. Who's going to win and how many games?
I'm gonna go OKC because I literally have to. I also believe it. I also believe. I think we have enough bodies, and we will get less tired as the series goes on. Um, I'll go 7, just
Yeah.
because it'll be hard to win multiple road games against this team. Yeah,
I almost have no fucking clue. I'm gonna go OKC in 7, just because it took one game for Shea to see this adjustment and
yeah,
to sort of see the range. And if Shea can just score 30 points every night, their supporting cast is a lot better than San Antonio's. And if Dylan Harper's out for the rest of the series, if I told you right now that Dylan Harper's out for the rest of the series, you're probably picking OKC in almost six, like six and a
Yeah,
half.
yeah.
Um, but assuming Dylan Harper will come back, I'm gonna say OKC in seven as well.
Huge.
Cool.
Huge.
All right, let's take a break and come back in a second. All right, we are back. I have successfully sold goods and or services to a man on Marketplace. For anyone interested, it was the Desert Skiff Escape Lego set from the Rogue One era, but it was a Return of the Jedi Lego set that I purchased for above market value in 2016, and I just sold for the exact same above market value. So follow me for more investing advice.
That must be good if you got your money back.
You said that off air. I don't think it is that
Like,
good if you get your money back, man. You're supposed to buy this shit like you've read the article where it's like, oh, Lego accrues more value than gold. And it's like, oh, okay, well, let's buy five Legos. And then you fucking sell it for the exact same amount of money. I didn't buy it for that. Anyway, weeds, I'm getting stuck in. Masai Ujiri is the new, let's just call him lead decision maker of the Dallas Mavericks. You might know that as Luka Doncic's former basketball club. Um, Before we get into some news, because he is well and truly in the process of clearing house, what are your thoughts on Ujiri going to Dallas?
I mean, yeah, who was filling that in his yeah, who was
It
there in
was
the interim for
it
the rest of the
was
season?
it was Michael Finley.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess what Ujiri's tenure at what the Raptors, he had one massive year and then proceeded to do not much for 5 years afterwards. Sort of
The
just tread water.
the first year after Kawhi left, they were quite good.
Mm.
Obviously not winning anything. But yeah, the 4 years following, it was a lot of Chris Boucher and heap getting more Chris Bouchers and then drafting Scotty Barnes and surrounding him with ill-fitting players, I would
Yeah.
say.
Though they've taken the now Eastern Conference finalists to 7 games. So
Fucking
good build.
true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, which might
Um,
be more of a Cleveland problem than a Toronto
yeah, no. Yeah,
compliment.
genuinely.
Yeah, but hey,
Genuinely.
you said there's a 30% chance that they win. So Masai's come in and he's been given full autonomy by Patrick Dumont, the controlling owner of the Dallas Mavericks, the guy who gave full autonomy to, can't remember his name, but the guy who traded Luka Doncic for
Mhm.
Anthony Davis. What was his name?
Mhm. I'm blanking as well.
Oh my goodness, he's never
We've,
gonna get hired again.
yeah, we've already wiped his name from our
God,
existence.
that's
This is really bad.
yeah,
This is really bad.
but we like as podcast listeners, we heard his name like twice a week,
Yeah,
just
a
be like,
million
oh,
times.
remember when they traded Luka
People are
Doncic?
screaming at their phones right now.
And his name is,
Yeah,
you're
this is
either
just, how is it so hard to find Nico Harrison?
Nico
Jeez.
Harrison. So he's clearing house. First thing he did, which was right after he got hired a week ago, he said that everything's on the table. They're keeping Cooper Flag, but everything else is on the table. Every player. They're gonna. Someone directly asked me if they're gonna keep Jason Kidd. Obviously, a new GM comes into the team. You're obviously going to say, hey, you didn't hire that coach. Are you going to hire a new coach? And he said, I will consider it. I will look into it. And he did. And he has decided to now fire Jason Kidd a week after. It was worded as parting ways,
Yeah.
but it is definitely a firing. Jason Kidd was signed for 4 more years. He will be getting paid. Sorry, he was on a 4 year deal. He'll be getting paid for the three remaining years of his deal. And this, I believe, bodes extremely well for Masai Ujiri having full autonomy to take over a
Mm.
team. He's come in and he said to Patrick Dumont, "You are getting charged for the following 3 years, and I'm going to find a new coach on top of that." Um, right after he was fired, there was a flurry of reports, whether that be from reporters or players, like Michael Carter Williams. Do you remember him?
Yeah. Yeah.
He had some tweet. I'm actually going to get it up and read it because I want to do it justice. He now goes by the name of Michael Carter Willie, by the way.
Was that a
Uh,
joke or is that
no,
that's
that's what he
serious?
says.
Oh,
So, he retweeted. a tweet that says, years ago, and this is someone talking about Kidd getting fired. Years ago, a Nike executive told me that Jay Kidd is going to get fired from every coaching job he gets for as good as he is at X's and O's and player development. Over time, he becomes insufferable and his personality starts to weigh on people. Michael Carter Williams 18 hours ago retweeted this and said, I've been trying to tell people this for 10 years now. Truth always prevails. And then
Mm.
Henry Abbott tweeted, you're familiar with Henry Abbott, I believe. True
No.
Hoop, blogger.
Mm.
Blogger slash podcaster, really analytics focused. He said, I covered Jason Kidd when he played for the Nets. I know one of his childhood friends. I've been to his house, met his kids, then wife, and Pilates instructor. I have had insight from many people who worked with him in his coaching years. This is a great firing.
Jesus Christ. Like,
Uh, that is one of the more respected basketball media personalities and also coach and analyst.
yeah, yeah,
This also checks out with all of the domestic violence and sexual assault allegations that have
yep,
been levied
yep,
his way. Um, Awesome for Masai to
yeah,
do this. Um,
yeah, yeah.
Awesome by what seems about on all counts, especially because he was leveraging for front office power in his last two stops with the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. And you imagine in an extremely unstable team at the moment, like the Dallas Mavericks, if you're Masai Ujiri, what's to say Jason Kidd wouldn't go for your job? He's wanted
Mhm.
front office roles before. Um, Pretty cool. This is a step forwards for the Dallas Mavericks. Would you agree?
Yeah, and even the fact that you've now burnt the franchise has been burnt to the ground. You're coming up with this guy who's going to be, you know, perennial All NBA, future top 10 player. We'd expect.
Yeah,
Um, just do a hard reset. You don't need Jason Kidd around. I think he was trying weird things at the start of the season that probably weren't great for Cooper. So yeah, no, I like it, especially the fact that Kidd's not a great dude. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
love to see it.
And then this morning there was a report from Mark Stein of the Steinline that Kyrie Irving is likely going to get trade buzzed this offseason. He's owed $39 million next season and he is owed $42 million. Well, he has a player option for $42 million the following year, which I think he'll pick up. And he's turning 35 years old in March. So Kyrie Irving trade buzz. Um, I think this is going to go a little bit along the same sort of pathway as Trey Young, where it's like CJ McCollum, like a balloon, older salary.
Mhm.
And it was Luke Kennard in that, or was it no? It was Corey Kispert going
Mhm.
back the other way. And then I think there might have been a second round pick in there, just so it says, hey, a pick went for
Mhm.
Trey Young. Do you have any Kyrie Irving destinations that you'd love to see him in?
I've put zero thought into this. But what, he'd be back halfway through the season? I think it was a
He would
year
be
and a
back.
half.
No, he would be back from game one. He'd be
Oh,
ready for
really?
training camp. Yeah, he got injured late, very late last year, right after the Anthony Davis trade, and it was a
Mm,
12-month injury. So he could have returned. I freaking drafted him in fantasy basketball with the
mm,
idea being that he would return in
yeah.
March, but they were tanking and didn't need for him to come back. So he'll be ready for training camp. He'll be ready. He'll be playing basketball in game one next year.
Mm. Well, if you're a bad or rebuilding team, you don't need him. And you probably don't need the salary on him as well. If you're probably a team that just needs an offensive hit to get you by, just because of recency bias. I'm thinking Houston needs that, but FEV's coming back anyway. Um, yeah, Houston, it would be hilarious if they got the Lakers, but yeah, no.
Yeah, well, some of the names are Lakers, probably not. They're probably going to focus more on a big and re-signing Austin Reeves. Houston, it doesn't have to be Fred VanVleet, but if not, then it's Armin Thompson or Şengün, which doesn't make sense. They would have gone from having no point guards last year to having two
Mm,
or three
mm,
next year. The Detroit Pistons will have cap space and they can re-sign Jalen Duren and then trade for Kyrie without giving up equal value. So they could just trade like Asar Thompson or Isaiah Stewart and bring in
mm.
Kyrie Irving. Do you like that name?
Well, yeah, seeing as how Detroit's offense went for most of the playoffs.
Uh,
Yeah, and they probably can afford to lose like Asar Thompson is an incredible defender and athlete, but that just has sort of proven to not really translate on the offensive end. Like he's
mm,
almost a net incredible plus on one end and incredible negative on the other, and they're
Mm,
already a great defense.
yeah.
So yeah, that one does make a lot of sense.
The Brooklyn Nets have enough cap space for two max players, so they could just bring him in. But Josai, I think, said something along the lines of, "I will never have Curry Irving on my basketball team again." So let's just not even talk about
Right. Fair enough.
that. Would you work out a deal? So, would you work out a deal? Three teams here. There's Dallas Mavericks just getting crap salaries back, and either he goes to Toronto, so it's like working around some sort of Emmanuel Quickly vibe, or he goes to Denver, sending Jamal Murray to Toronto, and there would have to be equal value going back. But um, he's going to be making $11 million less than
Mhm.
uh, Jamal Murray, meaning that they obviously you can just go over the cap to re-sign your basketball players, but Denver doesn't know
Mm.
that. So they could have a little bit more wiggle room in free agency to bring back Peyton Watson. But what about Denver or Toronto?
Is my head in the sand to not think that Denver would consider getting rid of Murray yet? At least like I know they need to get better, but is Murray the first big move they make?
There was a report after they were eliminated from I can't remember who that said that everyone is available apart from Nikola Jokic. So they're thinking about it. It is an option, and he's owed $50 million plus for the
Mm.
next couple of years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and if you're a receiving basketball team, you probably don't really want him, which probably means that it is
yeah.
good to move him.
Mm.
Like if you're going to ring a basketball team and say, "Hey, do you want my $50 million All-Star, single time All-Star?" and they say, "No, that's too much money for a guy who
Yeah.
didn't really play well down the end of the season," probably sign that you
It,
should move him.
yeah. He's had one regular season where he's been committed throughout and
Yeah.
it's still fell apart at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he's averaged over 20 points 1 year or 2 years. And yeah, they won that title. Oh, he's averaged fucking hell. Ignore me. He's averaged over 20 points 5 times. You know, he was second in player of the year this year.
This year.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Do you know
Which
who was
is a
first?
You're funny. Uh, it was SGA, just the
It was
listeners know, but
SGA.
yeah.
Do you reckon you could name the top five?
Let's go SGA, Murray. I'm gonna guess Brunson's in the top five somewhere.
Brunson was fifth. Winner last year or the year before.
I think he won it last year, yeah.
Yeah.
Who else would be up there that I'm blanking
It's
on?
actually it's pretty standard.
Yeah.
It's not even going to be fun for you to guess. It's Anthony Edwards and Cade Cunningham. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's pretty,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
that's pretty simulated. What were we going to say? I butted in about a Jamal Murray point.
Um, no, I'm completely blanking.
That's
Completely
okay.
blanking. But yeah, no, for the Raptors, getting if you swap it quickly for an Irving, that sounds great. Well, I'm gonna guess it doesn't make much of a difference to where the team's currently at. Like you're probably still a five or a six.
Mm.
Um, the Raptors are fun. Like they've been playing above their head, and yeah, but I'm not sure that getting Kyrie would do much more there.
Yeah, like quickly was injured for the entire playoffs.
Mm,
And Kyrie Irving, if you bring him in, there's a chance he's going to miss the entire playoffs just because he's old and he's had an
yeah.
injury history. So yeah,
I guess if you swap no quickly for a Kyrie Irving, you probably win one more game against
yeah,
Cleveland. So
which matters.
mm.
If you swap no quickly for Jamal Murray, you probably win one more game, and he
Mm.
should be playing. He should be winning at least one more game for you for 4 years to come. Whereas Kyrie
Yeah,
Irving, this might be his final year.
yeah.
San Antonio, that's probably won't happen. They might make the finals. Philadelphia, no. Orlando, Jalen Suggs would have to be involved in that. Otherwise, they'd be giving up all their depth for another point guard.
Mhm.
And Desmond Bain is point guard sized. That's it. Golden State Warriors, you're trading for Jimmy Butler. Don't want to do
That'd be
that.
fun.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Can I just say this OKC slander that's been happening for the podcast, and I
Yeah.
completely forgot to mention that Draymond Green's like your favorite player, one of your
Stop.
favorite players.
Um, Yeah, ethical basketball. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just a huge fan of it. I just think with and I just think that Draymond Green has had some really dirty plays across the years, but at least he's not afraid of who he
Like
is, and at
hiding.
least he's not
Yeah, yeah.
hiding it, and at least he's not
Yeah.
complaining, saying, "I didn't step on Domantas Sabonis's chest." He was like, "Yep,
Mhm.
okay, it's flagrant too. I'm going to leave the stadium." If it's sort of like it's sort of like lying and saying you're not
Mm.
who you are. Like if you had Draymond Green on your basketball team, Mark Daigneault will be like, he didn't do that. You've watched it wrong. Turn the jumbotron off, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
jumbotron with a
Well,
G.
yeah, like off the court, all accounts are that Lou Dort is a lovely human being.
Yeah,
And
is he?
like
Is that true? I know nothing
I,
about him off the court.
well that's like sort of what I mean. Like there's nothing at least I haven't seen anything pop up. Please like let me know after
No,
the
no.
pod. But
I'm not consuming off the
yeah,
court Lou
okay.
Dort
Yeah,
content.
voluntary content. But yeah, there's no like headlines or I guess why you're gonna do headlines about Luke anyway.
Yeah,
But
and I guess obviously we're talking about Draymond Green. I think the every single thing and clip I've consumed of the Draymond Green show has been against my will. Like I've never sought
mm,
out Draymond Green
I
clips.
yeah, my Facebook algorithm just gives me random shows like that because like, oh, you
Mm,
like basketball. Um, it's genuinely a really tough watch. I think he gets like Gilbert Arenas on it sometimes. I'll
uh,
like hate watch it for like
yeah,
2 minutes.
yeah, yeah,
It's really tough.
yeah.
It's really,
It's a tough one.
yeah.
Uh, let's wrap up by talking about the trench coats that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander gifted his teammates after winning MVP. What are your thoughts about all that?
Yeah, cringe. Very
Yeah,
cringe.
yeah, actively cringe.
Yeah, I think like it's cute, it's nice. I guess you're giving all your teammates something that's nice. Um, it just looked a bit weird. I don't know. Also, like Shay's the guy where like on that Netflix documentary, someone
I
asked him
actually
like,
haven't
"Did
seen that one.
I've only seen clips. Apparently, it is quite good that the starting five one.
Yeah,
But in his season, he gets asked like, "Oh, do you ever like you're into your fashion? Do you ever repeat an outfit or like that?" He's like, "Oh no, no, could never repeat an outfit." It's like, oh, that's like your kids watching, man. Like
yeah,
very very relatable role model, like very
yeah,
relatable superstar. And then identical trench coats for everyone.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, I have so much money that I do not. I throw my
yeah,
clothes out after each wear.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
scoff, like okay, I get one thing out of context, but yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. If you won MVP and you were a superstar basketball player, what would you give your teammates?
what would I give them? Jeez, I don't think I've ever earned enough money to think about like the scale of what I'd
No,
get
no, but
them.
now you're on the spot. You're at the end of a podcast. You have to.
I would get them framed Dion Waiters jerseys, and that everyone has the
Yeah.
same rookie Dion Waiters jersey, and it can yeah, I won't be alone in that anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, nice, nice. Game
Yeah.
worn.
What about yourself?
Definitely not trench coats. Um, my friend Nick for my 18th birthday, he gave me a present which was a framed picture of himself tipping a fedora that he had signed and then wrapped and given to me, and I still have it. And that was really funny. Like when I was moving house, I saw it and was like, "Oh my God, fuck, I've still kept that." I think, like, obviously the humor that I have, if I won MVP, giving my teammates a framed picture of myself saying, "Hey, that could be worth something one day. I just won MVP." Like
Yeah, yeah,
that'd be pretty
yeah.
funny. But
Yeah, okay, that's
if
actually
I had
pretty
to pick
funny.
something, like you're picking a Dion Waiters jersey, which is like $500. I imagine the trench coat's like $1,000.
Yeah.
I just keep it simple, like just a watch or something.
Yeah.
If I'm a
Well,
millionaire, I probably play golf. Maybe I'll get everyone like a engraved putt
yeah.
or something. I don't know.
In Shay's defense, he also got them all
Yeah,
Rolexes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think he did that last year as well.
Fucking hell, you've only got one wrist.
Crazy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you've literally got two,
You've
but
literally got to. What will he do when he wins three MVPs in a row?
yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
unfortunately, I think Wemby's got the next 5 years locked in.
yeah, which kind of sucks. No, but
Yeah.
for every 5 year stretch, like LeBron James, yeah, he gave one to Derrick Rose, but I don't
Mm.
think that player exists yet. Maybe it's like Cooper Flag. He'll get the one pity MVP
Yeah,
amongst
yeah,
five
yeah.
Wembies.
It was close to being Cade this year if everyone got injured. So I don't know. Maybe we have a weird 65 game rule.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hope not. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want. I want the next 5 years to be dominated by weird 65 game.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Say,
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama averaged 35 and 7 blocks, but he only played
He played
64 games.
64. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right. Well, Leandro, thank you very much for coming on the podcast again. I'm sure we'll have you again pretty soon. When you lose or win more important games as the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah.
Well, good to know if we get past this series, we have a 95% chance to win, according to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I signed off on that.
All
All right. Godspeed.
right. Catch you later.